Good evening. I'd like to call the Board of Selectmen meeting order of April 9th, 2025 at 7 o'clock. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody could please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
The Republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That was actually 6 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. I apologize. Right now, first order of business is the Select Board reorganization. I am going to turn the meeting over to Mr. Curran.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the first order of business is to elect a chair of the Tewksbury Select Board, and I will accept nominations for that position.
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion to make Patrick Holland chairman for the Board of Selectmen.
Thank you, Mr. Kratman, for that. But I am a firm believer in term limits, and this is a position that I believe should be term limit, so I respectfully decline.
Okay, I would accept any other nominations?
Yes, Mr. Manager, I'd like to make a motion to select Mr. Kratman as chair.
Okay, any other nominations? Okay, nominations are closed. Was there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, nominations are closed, and I'll take a roll call vote on that, starting yea or nay. Mr. Holland?
Yay.
Mr. Kratman?
Yay.
Mr. Mackey?
Nay.
Mr. Russo?
Yay.
And Mr. Ryder?
Yay.
Okay, so Mr. Kratman, congratulations, you're the chair, and I will hand over the business of the meeting to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Congratulations.
Thank you. All right, well, thank you. I appreciate your vote of confidence. At this time, we're going to take nominations for vice chair. At this time, I would like to nominate Eric Ryder as vice chair on the Board of Selectmen. Do I have a second?
I will second that.
You have a second? Do we have any other nominations? All right, then I'll close the vote. I just take a roll call. Mr. Holland, how do you vote? Mr. Mackey?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Russo?
Aye.
All right, congratulations, Mr. Ryder, you were the vice chair.
Thank you.
At this time, we'll take nominations for clerk. Do we have any nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Mr. Russo as the clerk.
Do we have any seconds to that nomination?
I'll second that.
Yeah, so we have a nomination and a second. Do we have any other candidates for that role? No, I don't see any other nominations. All right, so we'll close that. This time I'll take a roll call, a vote. Mr. Holland?
Aye.
Mr. Mackey?
Aye.
Mr. Ryder?
Aye.
Mr. Russo?
I suppose aye.
And I vote aye as well. Congratulations. All right,
Yes.
so we are officially reorganized, so thank you, everyone. Before we get on to residents, I just want to, we just had the election in the town, and I just want to thank our election staff. They did a fabulous job. I want to commend Denise Graffio and all her staff for, I think everything ran smoothly. They did a wonderful job. Everything went great, and I just want to commend them for all their hard work. They did a wonderful job. All right, at this time, we're going to listen to residents. So if any residents would like to come up and speak, please step up to the microphone. If you would, give your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening.
My name is Alan Capone, and I live at 52 Emerald Court. I want to say thank you for giving me the Emerald Court, the community assisted living and memory care, the opportunity to bring to our very real concerns to the Select Board tonight. We, your constituents, they strongly oppose the development of the battery storage facility by East Point Energy. We have already undertaken an extensive research into the profound effects of such a development that can be abutting communities and a broader town ecosystem. Our concerns are fourfold in the nature of include safety, economic, logistical, and environmental. Safety is our primary concern. An example, Moss Landing, California. We saw that these plants can have rapid fires that can both spread and release air toxins. We put on record in this meeting that we believe that if such a fire took place at the proposed Hillman Street site, our community would have untold devastation. We would expect loss of life in a senior community. Our reaction times are not as swift as the public at large and is amplified through the congestion that we would take place as our community only has one principal egress. We, of course, also worry about the impacts to nearby residents, businesses, establishments, and school system. Our economic concern is a property value, long-term remarketing of our homes. Many of us have invested a significant portion of our life savings in our homes, and the battery storage facility would make this a less attractive option for the future seniors to buy. Our residents value their independent living by longevity is concerned, and we access their home through equity through the sale that they pay the many costs of nursing homes, long-term facilities. A 20% more potential hit to the market value would severely impact this budget. Logistics. Logistics is another key factor. I want to point out Washington Street. This is not a major road, and the employees of the proposed battery storage facility and potential heavy trucking would present a congestion on a regular basis. Environmental. Beyond the clear environmental risk of leakage into the groundwater supply and release airborne toxins, noise pollution, and other environmental concern. A consistent 80 to 90 decibels, 24/7, 365 days a year is a major concern. Many of our residents move here to enjoy the quiet as our community is far enough from the major roads. However, a humming that usually comes from battery storage facility and the addition of aforementioned traffic and the period of construction to develop this facility will represent an impediment to our lawful right and quiet, peaceful enjoyment of our property. We indeed exercise our legal rights and defend the residents of Tewksbury and on a serious matter. Thank you for listening to the concerns of numerous residents of our Emerald Court community. We implore that the board to work with the proposed developer to find an alternative spot that does not create safety, economic, logistics, environmental hazards as the current spot. We are focused and organized, and we would like the board for a solution that will work for all the residents. We hope that the corporation sponsoring development is willing to reconsider placement. But if not, the residents of our community are prepared to engage in the media as well as defend and counsel. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there any other residents that would like to speak on this matter? Well, somebody's coming up, but I'll be.
John Tellier, 1226 Emerald Court. This town turned down the casino, which I was in favor for, which I thought would bring income to the town. So I just hope we do the right thing and turn down the chance for this battery storage facility.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other residents who would like to be heard? Well, by the showing, you've been heard loud and clear. Unfortunately, this isn't on our agenda, so there's very limited of how we can discuss this tonight. If, at some point we can put it on, we're going to have additional meetings that will happen in the community. A lot of this is going to be reviewed in the state. We're waiting to find out. We don't know a lot of information on this because a lot of it's, they're going for state permits and filing those information. And we just had an initial meeting with them, and they came in with a proposal. But we will get some answers, we'll get some more additional information, and we'll gladly share it with the residents as soon as we get the information, we'll gladly share it with the residents as well. If you'd like to speak, come right up to the microphone, sir.
Mr. Kratman,
Yes, sir.
Coleman already filed a petition on this project. They already have this going. We have 14 days to answer in our own petition to them. I did an extensive amount of research on it. The sitting board, they think they're going to get carte blanche, but you do have a lot of influence on this particular project and the location and where it is. I'd be more than happy to make copies and send them to you or email them to everybody of everything that I found. It would be very interesting.
I appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
I'd like to speak, please.
Yep.
My name is Peter McCoy, 71 Emerald Court, here in Tewksbury. I just want to make the citizens of Tewksbury know that this is not an Emerald Court problem. This is a town of Tewksbury problem. The Hillman Center Energy LLC is not something that Tewksbury should allow in at this particular point in time. Clean energy is something that we are looking forward for the future, but we've got to remember where we're putting it. This is a congested area with 266 residents of Emerald Court. There's probably another 20 residents of the Oakland, Washington Street area that I don't know whether they're here or not, but they have to be aware of this also. This should not be here in the town of Tewksbury. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there any other residents that would like to be heard? Please step right up to the microphone.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yep.
That's good. I want you to hear me. I'm scared. I'm worried. I'm worried about not only our seniors, but I am worried about our children. In the event of a catastrophe, we have schools, North Street, only 7/10 of a mile away. We have Center School, only 7/10 of a mile away. We have the high school, only 1.2 miles away. And we have a new development on 38 for a learning center, nursery kind of daycare positioning school, only 3/10. Did you hear that? 3/10 of a mile away. If you have children, if you have grandchildren, think twice about bringing something into this town that could be a danger to them. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a point of order here.
To Mr. Chair, can we just get the name and address of that resident?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We need that
Yeah,
for the
I'm
record.
sorry, I skipped that part. Name and address for that for the record.
I am Peggy Schleicher. I live at 74 Emerald Court in Tewksbury.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ray Adams. I live at 1203 Emerald Court. I've lived in Tewksbury since 1965. I owned a home on Rogers Street, Foster Road, Green Meadow Drive, and I now live at Emerald Court. One of the things I think that people need to understand is if you look within a short distance of Emerald Court, we have at least, excuse me, at least 280 odd people living at Emerald Court. Al's numbers are probably accurate. The average age is over 70 years old, and some of them are infirmed. We also have Bayberry Assisted Living, which those people need a lot of help. We have Blair House, which is very close to us. I remember when the gas truck blew up off of Whipple Road, It was right behind my house on Rogers Street. And at that time, the gas company was taking all the precautions that they could, said some of these things would never happen. So I'm concerned with North Point telling us one story at the hotel, and when we met with the town manager had a completely different story that they told him. So I don't know what to believe at this point in time, but I think everybody needs to understand the risk that we have with this facility being put in our area. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Are there any other residents that would like to be heard? All right. Well, I appreciate you all coming down. You spoke loud and clear. We get the message. As information becomes available, we'll gladly, share the information as it comes in. We're still working on, there's some permitting going through the state. We're trying to get information from them. And like I said, I'll talk with some of your representatives and get some more information. We already met with a couple of your representatives already to listen to them, get their concerns, and we're going to continue to have an open dialogue. So thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. If everyone's going to leave before the meeting, I'll take a 5-minute recess to let everybody go, unless people plan on staying. All right, let's take a 5-minute recess, please. Okay, everyone, welcome back. We're going to get back to our regular agenda. Next is new business, and we're going to get into the annual town meeting warrant. Mr. Curran, if you would take it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to go through the annual warrant first, but I already went through it at the last meeting, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about what's on there, and then just one new development since I last came to see you. But basically, the annual warrant has all of the financial articles on it related to the budget, and that's articles basically 4 through 20. And then 21 is a bylaw for, to clean up the definition of kennels. And then beyond that, there are zoning articles. The rest of the articles are zoning articles. And of particular note that I want to bring to your attention is the MBTA Communities Act. There are 2 articles associated with the MBTA Communities Act, and they were they were given an unfavorable recommendation from the planning board on Monday night, I believe. So that means that article will not qualify, will not be eligible to be voted on at town meeting. So even though it appears on the warrant, the moderator will not allow a vote to take place because it's not properly before town meeting. It doesn't meet the standards for an article that has been, it's the same article that was submitted within 2 years' time. And under Chapter 40A, if you submit an article within 2 years' time that's exactly the same, it must receive a favorable recommendation from the planning board, and it did not, so it will not be eligible to be voted on. So beyond that, everything else is the same as I had reviewed last week. And then what I wanted to do too is what I didn't go over last week was the special town meeting warrant. And there really are only three articles on the special town meeting warrant. The special town meeting warrant deals with FY25 business. And so the first article is just a transfer of $1.1 million from line items that have surplus to, that have surplus to areas that we have shortfalls. So I'll run through the surplus first. We have some available money in the Shawshene vocational appropriation because when that was approved by the board, the amount actually was reduced after the fact because they had certified their retained earnings, and that bumped down the number that was approved that was required for the town's assessment. So that created a surplus in that account. School health insurance is also, there was a surplus in that account. Expect that money will be transferred to the schools, so that's outside of the school's regular budget, but it's money that's used to pay for school health costs, and that number was lower than it was expected to be. Then there are a few other smaller amounts, $20,000 in accounting salary, and $12,000 in town hall regular salary, and then solid waste because the volumes weren't as high. So there was a little money left over in that. In town group health, there was a little money left there. So all of those funds amount to about $1.1 million. And they're being moved into several different accounts, but the biggest one obviously being the school budget. And the school budget is, there were some unforeseen costs that came up during the year, mostly associated with out-of-district tuitions and the ongoing, what I think is an untenable crisis in school finance across the Commonwealth, which is the cost of special ed, transportation costs, and out-of-district tuitions is just exceeds what local municipalities are able to do to fund. So just to put it in perspective, Chapter 70 money goes up by roughly 3 to 4%, but the cost of the cost of each budget goes up roughly at least 7%. Out-of-district tuitions, we had one this year that was $500,000 for one student. Transportation costs average about $70,000 for special ed transportation outside of the district. So all of that stuff adds up, so that's why most of the money in this transfer is going towards that expense. And just briefly, it's $275,000 to operating budget, $225,000 to the school operating budget, $1,075,000, so it's over $500,000. Essex Aggie, there's a few more students that enrolled, so there's an increase of $18,000 to that. DPW snow and ice, that is being taken care of with some of this surplus as well as free cash. So what's coming out of that this year's surplus is $163,000. Health and regular salaries is $3,600. Council on Aging, that as some of the work that's taking place over at Council on Aging with the pool room over there is $12,000 for that. $31,000 for the Council on Aging. I'm sorry, the $31,000 is for the work and $12,000 is for the temporary help. So we're hiring a temporary custodian over there for a period of time because one of the custodians is going to be out on a family medical leave. And then town Medicare, that's an adjustment done by the Finance Department for $30,000. Then I put in an appropriation for $40,000 for the Northern Middlesex, the REC, RECC, and that is for, I'm anticipating that there might be an issue in that budget, so I wanted to have some money available if there is, and that's mainly due to there are 5 open positions in that department, so a lot of that money is going towards overtime. So I'm going to try to avoid using it, but this is what the only opportunity we have to earmark money through town meeting, so that's why that money is in there. Assessors regular salary, that's retirement costs for the outgoing assessor. Administrative services regular salary, that's also, I believe, the same thing. And then police salary is taking care of overtime issues, and that's about it. Everything else is school budget, and that covers that article. And then if I go to the second article in the short term, in the special town meeting, that's taking care of the snow and ice, the balance of the snow and ice, so $586,000 out of free cash to take care of the overage for snow and ice. And that's what was left from the fall town meeting. I know that traditionally the town leaves $600,000 in anticipation of snow and ice costs. So that's what that's for. And then the balance of that, $13,000 free cash, is Article 3, which is being used to close out prior year bills that, every year there's a few bills that need to be paid that weren't covered under the previous year, and statutorily the money that is used cannot be from this fiscal year. We can't spend FY25 dollars on FY24 expenses. So that's what this is for. So that's $13,000 that's being paid out of free cash to pay those bills, and that requires a vote of town meeting. So those are the 3 articles for the special, all dealing with FY25 issues. And if you have any questions about the warrant, I'd be happy to answer them. I also gave you a preliminary copy of the guidebook that usually is handed out at town meeting. It really is very similar information to what you're used to seeing, but it's sort of a different format. I put it in the same format that I did the budget presentation. So it'd be a little bit different, but still the same information, same context, and it should be hopefully a helpful document for people at town meeting. I'm trying to get it out as early as possible, and I will put it out online so that town meeting members can have access to it before the meeting and they can look at it. The other thing I've been talking about with the clerk is seeing if we can get email addresses from town meeting members at town meeting. Now, clearly, I think what you'll see is that the meeting members that tend to come to every meeting will be more likely to sign up for email addresses, and the ones that don't probably won't. That actually works out okay, because what we're trying to do is get a database of some emails from regular town meeting members so that we can disseminate information sooner than later, rather than have it go to, have them just have to pass, proactively go out to the email to the website or the Facebook page or social media, we will be able to send some stuff out to a large group of people that traditionally attends town meetings, so. And Select Board Member Mackey gave me some good ideas on how to try to increase the response to that. So we'll be working on that as well, and that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to open it up to the board members. Mr. Holland, I want to start with you.
Are we going to go through each article to recommend adoption or not recommend adoption?
Yeah, I just wanted to open it up on to see if we have any initial questions on.
I have no initial questions.
And then we'll go through each article. Mr. Mackey?
I have no initial questions.
Mr. Russo?
In regards to the special town meeting articles, just only one sort of general question from my standpoint, because a lot of these, at least the bulk of the transfers relate to school department related items, which Mr. Curran, you clearly outlined. In regards from taking funds from what was budgeted for Shawshene Tech, have we, and you might have said this, I apologize if I missed it, the Shawshene Tech, have the assessments come in for FY25 at this point? Like, so in other words, are we going to need any of those funds, that 470 that we're taking out from potentially at some point between now and the end of the fiscal year?
So for FY25, no, and I'll explain that a little bit in more detail. So typically, we get the assessment early in the budget process.
Yep.
And when that happened last year, they put that amount in the budget, and then the amount went down later after they certified their retained earnings. And that opened up, that gave us a surplus in that account. So once the assessment is set, they can't say, oh, we have more students we're going to add to. It doesn't work that way, thank God. It's based on a number that in a formula from the prior year's information. So FY25 is set, and in fact, FY26 is set as well, because they've already provided that assessment, and that's already baked into the FY26 budget as well. That number in theory could go down too if they decided to change it. But it would not go up.
Okay. And then just one last thing, Mr. Kratman, through you, Mr. Chair. I know that a lot of, Mr. Kratman, as you pointed out, a lot of these school department shortfalls relate to out-of-district placement, et cetera. And the school department is eligible through circuit breaker, but unfortunately, they won't be able to recoup those funds till next year. It'll never make up for the entire amount, of course, but it certainly will, hopefully make a little bit of a dent, potentially in next year's cost. So anyway, just a point of sort of clarification for folks paying attention to that. So thank you.
And thank you.
All right, at that point, we'll move on to the warrant.
I have one question.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Through you, Mr. Chair, to the town manager. Potentially to cut down, I know this is a large document, color, potentially putting out a QR code. Found that to be successful. A lot of people today are, it's a lot easier hiring on their phone. If you could have the QR code at the desk when they sign in, they could grab it. You could even put the warrant on there too. It's a lot easier than people trying to type Town of Tewksbury, going to the page, going to the link. But if you put the QR code, you could link the warrants and this informational packet, which is great. That way they'll have it and they can always reference back it, because this is going to go, unfortunately, get tossed in the trash at the end of the meeting, so.
Yeah. No, we can do that. I know that Select Board Member Mackey had also made the same suggestion to me.
Oh, okay.
So we will.
Again, I think it works out well, and you'll cut down what you'll have to print.
Absolutely. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, so let's move on to the warrant. We're going to go start with Section 1, Article 1. To choose all necessary town offices by ballot, two members of the Select Board for 3 years, 2 members of the School Committee for 3 years, 2 members of the Planning Board for 3 years, 2 members of the Board of Library Trustees for 3 years, 2 members of the Board of Health for 3 years, 1 member of the Board of Health for 1 2-year unexpired term, and 1 member of the Housing Authority for 5 years, and 1 member of the Shawshene Valley Tech for 3 years. Do I have any motions to approve this section?
I'll make a motion to approve,
Adopt.
adopt Article 1, sir.
Right. Do I have a second to that? I have a motion and a second. I got a motion from Mr. Ryder, second from Mr. Mackey. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I think unanimous. All right.
Do you, through you, Mr. Chair, do you want to, dispense the reading and
I just
take
wanna-
lump, I know Article 1 was important.
Yeah.
Article, I would say Article 3 through 10, the number item.
Yep.
You want to dispense the reading and bring those all, just read the value.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got Article 2, we have to figure that, and that's to see if the town will vote to fix the salaries for the several elected officials for fiscal 2026. They've all remained the same from budgeted FY '25. Do I have any?
I'll make a motion to recommend adoption.
Second.
A motion and a motion from Mr. Holland, second by Mr. Mackey. All those in favor?
Aye.
And chair votes aye as well. That's adopted. Article 3 is the moderator will call out the number of the articles one by one. If a voter objects to any article, including the consent calendar, he or she will be word hold when the number is called. The article is then removed from the consent calendar and restored to its original number placed in the warrant to be acted upon, debated, and voted in usual manner. After calling the individual items of the consent calendar, the moderator shall ask the voters to pass the remaining items as a unit. Do I have any motions on this?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I get a motion to adopt by Mr. Ryder, second by Mr. Mackey. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. That's adopted. Article 3 through 21, to hear and act upon all various town offices and take active action thereof.
Motion to recommend adoption.
We get a motion from Mr. Mackey, second by Mr. Holland. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. That is adopted. Article 3.22, see if the town will vote to authorize the town manager to enter in a lease purchase agreement up to 5 years to purchase equipment for town departments. Said contract shall be subject to annual appropriations or take any action thereof, relative thereof.
I'll make a motion to recommend adoption.
We got a motion by Mr. Holland, second by Mr. Mackey. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. That's adopted. Article 3.23, to see if the town will vote to appropriate the sum of money to survey, design, and undertake repairs to roads and bridges under the provisions of Chapter 90 Mass General Law, and to obtain any materials and service incidentals, to authorize the Select Board to acquire easements in conjunction thereof by the purchase, gift, lease, eminent domain, or otherwise. In furtherance of the project, to authorize the Select Board to apply for, accept, and expend any federal, state, and private grants without further appropriations thereof, and to determine whether said appropriations shall be raised by transfer from available funds or by borrowing, or to take any action thereof, relative thereof.
Motion to recommend adoption.
Motion. I got a motion by Mr. Mackey, second by Mr. Russo. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well.
Mr. Kratman?
Yep.
So you would just to sort of, would you be willing to entertain a motion in terms of waiving the reading of?
That's up to the board, if you would like to have
I'd
it.
like to make a motion to waive the reading of the articles.
Second.
Okay. I just wanted to make it clear, because when we went through these articles before, we didn't give the residents the thing, so I just wanted to make sure what we're voting on.
Understand.
But if, I get a motion and I get a second, all those in favor of waiving the readings? Okay, chair votes aye as well. All right, so we're on Article 3-24. Do I have a,
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Ryder, second by Mr. Holland. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 4. Do I have a motion on that matter?
A motion to approve or recommend for approval Article 4 for the townwide budget.
All right, I got a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Mr. Ryder, second. So a motion by Mr. Russo, second by Mr. Ryder. All those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Chair votes aye as well. That's adopted. Article 5.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I got a motion to adopt Article 5 by Mr. Ryder. Do I have a second?
Second that.
Second by Mr. Russo. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. That motion is adopted. Article is adopted. Article 6.
Motion to recommend adoption of Article 6.
I got a motion to adopt by Mr. Mackey. Do I have a second on that?
Second that.
Second.
Second by Mr. Holland. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 6 is adopted. Article 7.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I got a motion to adopt Article 7 by Mr. Ryder.
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Russo. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 7 is adopted. Article 8. Do I have any motions?
I'll make
I'll
a
make a
motion.
recommendation to adopt, recommend adoption for Article 8.
I got a motion from Mr. Holland. Do I have a second?
Second that.
Second by Mr. Russo. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 8 is adopted. Article 9.
I'll make a motion to adopt Article 9.
I got a motion to recommend adoption of Article 9. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
So I got a motion from Mr. Ryder, second by Mr. Russo. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 9 is adopted. Article 10.
I'll make a motion to adopt Article 10.
I got a motion to recommend adoption of Article 10. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Mackey. So motion by Mr. Ryder, second by Mr. Mackey. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
And chair votes aye as well. Article 11. Do I have
Motion to
any?
recommend adoption.
I got a motion from Mr. Mackey. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Holland. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 12.
Motion to recommend adoption.
I got a motion by Mr. Mackey, second by Mr. Ryder. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 12 is adopted. Article 13.
Motion to recommend adoption.
I got a motion to recommend adoption by Mr. Mackey. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ryder. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 13 is adopted. Article 14.
I'll make a motion to recommend
I
adoption.
got a motion from Mr. Russo. I got a second by Mr. Mackey. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 14 is adopted. Article 15.
I'll make a motion to approve for recommendation Article 15.
Got a motion by Mr. Russo, second by Mr. Mackey. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
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 Chair votes aye as well. Article 15 is adopted. Article 16.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I got a motion by Mr. Ryder. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Russo. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye as well. Article 16 is adopted. Article 17.
Motion to recommend adoption of Article
I got a motion from Mr. Mackey to adopt.
Second.
Second by Mr. Ryder. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 17 is adopted. Article 18.
Make a motion to adopt.
I got a motion by Mr. Ryder. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Mackey. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 18 is adopted. Article 19.
I'll make a motion to adopt Article 19.
I got a motion by Mr. Ryder. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Holland. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 19 is adopted. Article 20.
Motion to recommend adoption of Article.
I got a motion from Mr. Mackey. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ryder. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 20 is adopted. Article 21.
Article 21. I'll make a motion to adopt Article 21.
I got a motion from Mr. Ryder. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Mackey. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
And chair votes aye as well. Article 21 is adopted. Okay, so now we are into seems like it's off a little bit. 21.
The rest of these are
What's that?
The rest of these are zoning articles.
Okay, so we're going into the zoning
Do
articles,
you,
okay.
do you guys typically vote on the zoning articles?
We usually defer to the planning board.
So what, we're starting with, are we beginning with Article 26?
Yes. I
Article
believe.
26 is on the special town meeting
Yeah.
night, second night, and there'll be the zoning articles after the first three articles of
Yes,
transfer under funds.
yes.
Okay, and so do we want to vote on those tonight, or do we
So
want to?
let me
do them
ask you a
at the
question.
meeting on, at the town meeting? I'll listen to the board's recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, let me ask you, if I can I ask you a question? Do a lot of times boards vote to place articles on the warrant, and they also vote to recommend them. You voted to recommend all those articles, but a lot of times boards choose not to take action on the zoning articles, so I don't know what the tradition, what the practice is and has been in Tewksbury.
Well, I'll leave it up to the board if anyone wants to make any recommendations, if they want to defer all the articles to the planning board.
I would make a recommendation to refer out all the articles to the planning board because they're the ones that usually do it, and we don't usually recommend adoption or not.
All right, so I got a motion by Mr. Holland. Do I have a second to that?
I would second that.
I got a second by Mr. Russo. All those in favor of referring all the zoning articles to the planning board, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well, so all the articles are deferred to the planning board.
So,
That comes-
Mr. Chairman, you might want to make a motion to approve placement of whatever those articles 26 through 33 on the warrant. Because it's your warrant.
Yeah.
So you want, yeah.
I'll make a motion to adopt, I should say to allow Article 26 through 33 zoning bylaw amendments to be placed on the warrant.
Yeah, accept, I guess, right? To accept the articles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
I got a second by Mr. Holland. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Just through you, Mr. Chair, for point of clarification for the residents, I know Mr. Curran spoke of this earlier, but any of the zoning items, the chair of the planning board will stand to make a motion in front of town meeting for a vote on those.
Yep, gotcha. And we're already aware of the,
Yes, we-
of that it's been not approved by the
Yes.
planning board, so.
Yes.
All right, so I got a motion and a second, and we all voted aye, chair votes aye as well, so that's where we are with the warrants. Those are completed.
Thank you.
All right. Where are we now?
Town meeting.
So now we have the annual and special town warrant. We already went through those. Review of standing, now we're going to get into signature page. We have the signature page for people to
Did you
sign off
accept-
on those.
Are we
Need
going
to
to
accept the special.
adopt,
What's that?
on the special town meeting, we're going to make recommendations to adopt Article 1.
1, 2, and 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I skip over that? I
Yeah.
apologize. All right. Yeah, so what is special town meeting warrants? We're going to go to those. All right, so we're going to special town meeting. We're going to Article 1.
Make
Do I
a
have a
Motion to recommend for adoption.
I got a motion to recommend from Mr. Russo. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ryder. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 1 is adopted. Article 2,
I'll make a motion to adopt Article 2.
I got a motion to adopt Article 2 at special town
Second.
meeting. Second by Mr. Holland. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Article 3,
I'll make a motion to adopt Article 3, special town meeting.
got a motion by Mr. Ryder. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Holland. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
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 Chair votes aye as well. All right, so now we are through the regular warrant and the special warrant. We have the signature page for everyone to sign off on the annual and special town meeting. That will go around. Now we're going into review of all standing committees and postings of open positions. So here's the list of the current openings that are out here. We have the Board of Assessors that is appointed by the town manager, the Board of Health, which is elected, obviously, Board of Library Trustees, which is elected, Board of Registers, which is by the Select Board, Community Preservation, is various, Conservation Committee, which is by the Select Board, Council on Aging, by the Select Board, and this is also, Council on Aging is also done by the Council on Aging. They have their own part of that. It's not on here. Economic Development Committee was by the Select Board, Finance Committee, Green Committees, Select Board and Town Manager, Historic Commission is by the Select Board, Housing Authority elected and from the Commonwealth, LRTA by the Select Board Chair, Mass Cultural Council by the Select Board, Moderator is elected, MCOG is Select Board and Planning Board, Open Space and Recreation Committee is by the Select Board, Planning Board is elected, School Committee is elected, Select Board is elected, Shawshene Valley Tech is elected, Tewksbury Beautification Committee is selected by the Select Board, Tewksbury Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion is by the Select Board, Tewksbury School Facilities Study Committee is by the Select Board, Town Council is by the Select Board, Town Historian by the Town Manager, Trust Fund Commission by the Select Board, and Zoning Board of Appeals is by the Select Board.
Mr. Chair, just through you, just as a point of clarification, we are just focusing on the ones that are appointed by the Select Board?
Yeah.
Is that all we are focusing on? Okay.
I just wanted to, like I say, go through what committees, there are some committees we'll probably have some discussion on to see if some of them are going to remain in effect. Some committees don't seem to have a lot of activity, but we'll go through those. We have Community Preservation Committee, Select Board designee is Mr. Holland.
I'd like to keep that position.
Okay, so Mr. Holland would like to keep that, all right. Do I have anybody else interested in that committee? Nope, so we'll keep Mr. Holland on there, so congratulations, you have that committee. The Council on Aging ones, we'll have the applications on those, so we'll reappoint those as those come in. I think those apply in June 30th, so we can bring those up as the applications come in. We have Economic Development, and we have a Select Board designees to that.
I'd like to remain on that.
All right, so I have Mr. Mackey on that.
I am on that as well.
Yeah, I know, so that's what I was going to say. Mr. Ryder on that?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so Mr. Ryder and Mr. Mackey would like to continue on that, so anyone else interested in that? All right, so we'll appoint Mr. Mackey and Mr. Ryder to continue on those committees.
Mr. Chair, can I just, again, another point of clarification here? So is the intention to appoint Select Board representation to these, or was the understanding to understand, do we still need these committees just, doing business within our town in terms of when was the last time they met? Are they still active boards? I guess I'm just trying to look for.
Well, tonight's meeting is to see if the Select Board members would like to remain on their committees that they're already on. The other committees, as we're going on, we're going to receive applications, they get renewals, they submit applications to the town manager's office, we review them, and then we'll vote at that. We have until, they're all appointed to June 30th, so that continues to June 30th, so nothing is going to change until then.
Okay.
All right, so let me see. LRTA, I'm the representative to that, and I'd like to remain on the LRTA. Anybody else interested? All right, so I will remain the representative to the Lowell Regional Transit Board.
So there is a miss on this. The NIMCOG doesn't show a Select Board designee, which was vacated by Ms. Wellman, so we do need
I
to
was
select
looking,
somebody to that.
yeah, I was looking for which ones were missing. I was wondering if that was on the end.
It's fourth from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth from the bottom. Under the moderator.
Mr. Chair, I would express interest in that potential committee if there is an opening.
Okay. All right, so we have an opening for MCOG, and we have Mr. Russo that's interested in that position. Is anybody else interested in that? All right, so we'll make Mr. Russo our new designee to MCOG.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, where is that on the list so I can?
That's what we're trying to find. We know we have it, but we're trying to
Not on the
find.
list.
Oh,
Five from the bottom.
it's on the other list.
Okay.
Okay. But, so it should be added probably under, just,
So it's on the second page.
yeah, where James Duffy is, will probably be added right underneath there. And that's going to be Mr. Russo? Is that correct? Yes?
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I'm trying to find if there's any other select board designees on these things. Nothing on open space. This Tewksbury School Facility Study Committee. I know we have a couple of members that are on those.
To remain on that.
So I would express interest as
I would
well.
like to stay on there. I have a recommendation, through you, Mr. Chair, that we, due to the fact that a lot of them, the individuals put a lot of time and effort in there and want to see that through, we just switch out Mr. Cutlass and Mr. Russo. Swap those because now he's a school committee member. We can put him in as a school committee member and keep him on the board, and we can put Mr. Russo in as, can we put him as a resident at large?
Unfortunately, Mr. Chair, I don't believe that's going to work because we would officially have a quorum from the select board. So my feeling on this, as the chair of that committee up to this point, and the one doing a lot of the facilitating with regards to the work that was being done, I would ask that I remain on that committee as a member, as a representative from the select board at this point, going forward.
All right, so we have 2 spots and we have 3 people interested in it. So if no one's willing to step down, I guess we'll have to take a vote to see who would like to remain on there.
Yeah, I guess, I just, everyone's done a lot of work and,
Yeah, no, like I said, if there was a way to keep all 3 on there, I don't know if there's a legal standing to have 3 select board members on there and not have a
quorum.
quorum.
Yeah,
So that's the issue that we're coming across. If there was a way for me to keep all 3, I'd love to keep all 3 of these on there, but I don't see how we can do that.
Just as also a point of clarification, Mr. Ryder was the vice chair, I was the chair, and that's just for information purposes.
All right. All right. Well, I'll listen to any recommendations to select members. I'll make a motion to continue to keep Mr. Russo on the board.
Second.
I got a second to that. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Do I have any other motions to make a member to that board?
I mean,
I'm going to make a motion to keep Mr. Ryder on that committee as well.
All right. I'll second that. Do I have another vote? Yeah, so-
No, that wouldn't happen.
No, no, no. Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean,
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. All right, so we have, Mr. Mackey, I apologize. I wish we could keep you on there, but like I said,
And that's going to happen a lot, so it's okay.
as long as you're comfortable with that. Okay. The last thing that we have is, we have the Tewksbury Diversity and Equity Inclusion Committee. Do we have anybody who's interested in stepping into that role?
Mr. Kravitz, Mr. Chair, when was the last time this committee met?
I'm not positive because Ms. Wellman was the representative to that. So I don't know if they have met since then. She would give us updates, but she stepped down a couple of months ago. I guess we can skip over that unless somebody has a recommendation, unless somebody's interested in that and find more information if they are continuing to meet.
I think that would
Do
be
you
through,
want me to find out when the last time they met was, get some information and bring it back to the board?
I was going to make a motion to have
Yeah.
Mr. Curran on any,
Yeah.
just an update on the committees.
Okay.
Yep.
On when they've met, how active they've been. If there is any others on here that haven't met in a while.
Okay.
And understanding that Ms. Wellman did resign from the board 3 months ago, so understood that it's natural that might not have met during her, post her resignation, which is fair. But prior to that.
All right, so we'll table that committee representative till we find more information to see if they can meet and who is now running and organizing that committee.
Okay.
All right. And I think that's where we are. That's the final of all the committees. All right, now we're going to go to town manager. Mr. Curran?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me just grab my report. Hold on, I can pull it up on my computer. Okay. All right, so just a few updates this week. Just FYI, the vegetation control will be commencing along the railroad right-of-way through Tewksbury from May to October. We received notification from CSX Transportation. It starts from May 1st through October 31st. And they're required to notify certain entities, so they notified us. So we will post that too, if it's not already posted. But they basically, it's a mixture of herbicides, that they list off the herbicides, and it's being done to control vegetation within the right-of-way. And there's also a link on this report to more information on the process and what the herbicides are. Also, the MBTA Communities Act, just an update. As you know, we sent a letter to the auditor. We have not received any response as of yet, but there has been some activity in that issue. In that there was a hearing last week where five communities had filed with the court and about the issue of an unfunded mandate. The judge took it under advisement, and I believe one of them was, there were four actually. Marshfield had their own attorney, and the other three communities had their own attorney, and they presented to the judge, and Gildea, I believe it was, and he took it under advisement. We expect some type of opinion to come out of his office very shortly. And then, interestingly, Middleborough's settled with the state. They're the only community to do so to date. Basically, getting the state to agree to include the 40R development they had as part of their overlay. So those are the things that have transpired since last time we talked. I also met with Treehouse about parking. Their lot is expected to be finished in May, but they also, I've talked to them about posting some signs on their site. They've agreed to do that. And I also reached out to some of the of your constituents in that area. I spoke with one of them. The other one did not get back to me, but they're aware of the situation, and I will update you further. I want to make sure those signs get up, so when they get up, I'll let the board know, and I'll let the constituents know as well. National Grid, they reached out to me. Curtis Davis from National Grid reached out. They had some foundation money they wanted to give out to Tewksbury youth groups, so recommended youth baseball and girls softball. So they're giving $5,000 to each one of those organizations. Pretty good chunk of change for them. So they were clearly happy about that. And East Point Energy Battery storage proposal. Several town officials, including myself, the building commissioner, fire chief, the fire deputy, planning director, and the select board chair attended the site walk in North Reading. That's a 5 megawatt facility and 20 hours of storage, which is smaller than what East Point's proposal is. But it was good to see the technology. And what was interesting about that facility is not up and running yet, but what was interesting about, which was brought up here in the audience, is about the technology and the fire prevention today, as opposed to probably a few years ago, is that each battery container contains 12 cells. And each one of those cells is self-contained, so if one catches on fire, it doesn't catch the whole container. It's just that one battery cell. So the technology has advanced to quite a degree where I think that it's a lot safer than I think some of the stuff that's available online. But we will continue to investigate all of these issues, and I think it was mentioned by someone tonight that they did file a petition for site location, and then there is a role that the town can take in that process. So we're meeting with town council tomorrow to put a game plan together as to what our best options are. And as I conveyed, I think to you, Mr. Chairman, I think it would behoove us to have an expert on board, a consultant, to help us through that process, to make sure that the town is represented in the most efficient and comprehensive way possible. So, and it was obviously came out tonight, we did meet with members from the Emerald Court Development, as well as some of the businesses along Hillman Street. And, we did receive some conflicting information from them versus what we received from the petitioner. So we're investigating all those things, and I guess the message or the theme is that we will continue to follow up on this issue. Nothing has been presented to the town at this point. There was no formal proposal to the town for anything yet, so we have no idea what even the technology is, what type of batteries they're using at this point. But we will continue to follow it and keep all of the town's best interest at heart. So that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Do I have any questions from board members? Mr. Russo?
Just one on my end. Thank you, Mr. Curran, for that in-depth report. Just in regards to the treehouse parking, and I apologize, this could have been said at a previous select board meeting. It is the intention of treehouse potentially to be funding and paying for potential police details for residents and patrons to be crossing Route 38 from that parking lot to their facility. Because we already have a traffic light there between with Livingston and Route 38. Has there been any discussion with Treehouse on that?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, that would have been dealt with at the planning board level. And I don't believe there was any provision for detail, because they are redoing that crosswalk over there. And I don't know, I don't think it's a fully controlled signal, which obviously is the optimal thing, but they're doing what you see a lot of now, which is the blinking signal.
Sure.
And it's better than nothing, but it's not quite as good as a controlled signal.
Okay, appreciate that.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Chair, I believe the issue with the controlled signal, and I worked with Mr. Montori on this, that road is private. And
Oh, yes,
to make
yeah.
that a controlled signal, you would have had to have basically four-way at that point.
Right.
There were talks about eminent, taking it as, accepting it as a town road and making some improvements and bringing their access out onto that, but that was unsuccessful. So that's why they're going with the rapid flash beacon.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm not sure if they were in the process, working with DOT on that permit. So I don't know where they started that last year when they started their initial parking lot. So if we could just follow up with them and see where they are in the status of that.
The permit for the crosswalk or for the?
For the rapid flash beacon, so, because that is a state road. So we just want to make sure that that's in effect prior to that parking lot opening.
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
Any other board members have any questions of the town manager?
I have none.
No? All right, one thing, I got a couple. One thing you left out, which you updated me on, is the sidewalk project that Mass DOT is doing, and
Oh,
what they were
yes.
putting in for sidewalk. Do you want to give a little clarification on that?
Yeah, so that's a good story. As you know, Mr. Chairman, the DOT, a lot of times, they call them, I think, maintenance projects, and you don't find out about them until very late in the game. We found out that they were doing that work in mid-March, which is, unfortunate because, a lot of times we like to collaborate with the state and try to do our own work within the right-of-way if it needs to be done before a road is paved. But what I also discovered when this project came to light was that they were going to use asphalt as opposed to concrete on the sidewalks on 38. And 38 is obviously the main street, it's main thoroughfare, it really is sort of the face of the town. So you want to make, those should be concrete. So I did call District 4, I talked to Paul Stedman, he was actually very good. I was surprised that they had already set the granite curbing down. I didn't think they would do it, but they agreed to upgrade to concrete, and that the town would pay for the cost differential, which is about $60,000, which we can pay that through either Chapter 90 or sidewalk funds, and that will, that's what money well spent for 20 years of looking at concrete as opposed to asphalt. So that was good news.
I appreciate that because even though the state controls that roadway and puts in the sidewalks, it's our crews that are out there plowing them and cleaning them and having an asphalt that may break up, and our equipment's going through there. Concrete sidewalks will last a lot longer and, probably cause less damage to any plows that may be out there and be able to clean those. So I appreciate your work on that. The other thing, I would like to get, like I said, as we talked about the parking at Treehouse and where that permit status is. I know that, there was conditions put through the planning board that, once they were fully operational, that they were supposed to do traffic studies. But the problem is that they're never fully operational, so there's been really no studies of the traffic implemented by that. Now having the potential of having parking across the street and people going back and forth across the street and hitting that button, like I can see, I'm concerned with some safety concerns, and I'm also concerned with how much that backs up the traffic if everybody's running back and forth during the street during peak hours, hitting the button, how much does that back up our commute? And so I'd like to have some communications to find out where the permit process stands and what the planning board is doing to, what's the status of this? They put it in their permit application that they must do studies, but they put it in that it was until they're fully operational. So they haven't done any of it from my understanding. So I'd like to see if they can move that along to find out, because I think that could be some concerns to the residents of the traffic down there.
Okay, I will find that out, and then what I do know from my own recollection of speaking with the representatives from Treehouse is that they aren't allowed to, they can't ramp up until a year has passed. I think they almost it's half a loaf at the beginning, and then they ramp up after a year, and then maybe I'll find out when that study is going to be done. But I'll get that information for the board. I'll put it in my next report.
And I appreciate you clarifying that we haven't received any applications, that it's in the state process for this battery park. I know we had a lot of residents here that have concerns, and right now, we don't even have anything in front of us to review. So for us to make comments without having something to review, I know we're going to do our due diligence, and we're going to keep continuing to ask that information and do the hard questions of making sure that this is something that's going in there and isn't going to cause any public safety issue, because I know we got a lot of concerned seniors and residents that live in that area. So the more information we have on that, if we can stay on that, so we can constantly give updates on that, I'd appreciate it.
We'll be as proactive as possible.
Appreciate it. All right.
Mr. Chair, I do have a couple items. I know we're going to be coming into school vacation, so if the Y is going to be offering anything special for school vacation at the rec center, if they could just get that in advance on the website.
I know there's some stuff out there already from the Y. I don't know if it's school vacation, but I'll check
Yeah,
out
so
for
that's,
that.
you know, and then also, I did have a question on the status of the pickleball courts. So, listening, maybe you can get an update, please.
It's funny you mentioned that. I brought that up to Steve just the other day, so we're trying to find out where that is. But the last I heard is, I think it's in the state. We're trying to get something out of the state, basically. It's just a small piece of language they need to change. We sent the language to them, and we're trying to get them to respond back to us.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. Moving on to town council invoice. Mr. Town Manager?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the town council invoice for February 1 through February 15th is in the amount of $4,335.
All right, do I have any motions on this?
I'll make a motion to accept town council invoice.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so a motion by Mr. Ryder, second by Mr. Russo. All those in favor, please say staying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well.
And the second invoice is from March 1st through March 15th of 2025, and that invoice is for $3,952.50.
Do I have any motions on this?
I'll make a motion to approve the invoice, $3,952.50.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Ryder, second by Mr. Russo. All those in favor, please say by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Those are both approved. Now we are into minutes, executive session minutes.
Yes, I will, as I was the chair when this happened, Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to approve the executive session minutes, September 19th, December 19th, January 9th, January 23rd, February 13th, March 12th, March 19th, and April 9th.
Do I have any motions on these minutes?
I only have one question, I was the clerk at the time,
Okay, so I was just going to make some clarification, so.
and the only three people who can actually vote on us three.
So I was going to make some there are some minutes that tonight that we have to accept that are some prior to me being on the board, so it would be three individuals who are able to vote, and then there are some meetings prior to Mr. Russo being able.
We'll hand it over to Mr. Holland. Would you like to make a motion on those minutes?
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve September 19th, 2023, December 19th, 2023, January 9th, 2024, January 23rd, 2024, February 13th, 2024, March 12th, 2024, and March 19th, 2024, executive session minutes.
Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Holland, second by Mr. Mackey. All those in favor, please state by aye.
Aye.
I will abstain.
We have two abstains and three approved. So Mr. Mackey, Holland, and I approve, and the other two members abstain. Okay.
Mr. Chair, I have two other executive session minutes, October 29th, 2024, and October 22nd, 2024.
Do I have any motions on those?
I'll make the motion.
So we got a motion by Mr. Ryder to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Mackey. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
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 Again, I will abstain.
And we have Mr. Russo will abstain, and that's approved 4-0.
I think we cleaned up all of the
Okay.
outstanding minutes for Paula.
All right, I'm going to start, we get board member reports. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Holland.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to welcome Mr. Russo to the board. I wish you the best of luck. I also want to thank all those people that ran for office. It's not easy putting your name out there, but it shows true commitment for the people who did, and they have a commitment to this town. And with that being said, I'm all set, Mr. Kratman.
Mr. Mackey?
My only report is just a reminder. So the Town Beautification Committee and Town Open Space Committee are going to be hosting the Town Cleanup Day on April 26th. That'll be at the DPW from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. They'll have trash bags on hand. And I want to make everyone aware that since the DPW is under construction, there will not be tire shredding services or electronics recycling this year, but they will be back at the next cleanup day. Residents are encouraged to come out and help clean up. Groups are welcome, and there are community service hours available if needed. So I would encourage everyone to come out and participate in that. I'll see you there. Thank you.
Mr. Ryder?
Nothing at this time, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Russo?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No, I'll just echo my colleague's sentiment. I appreciate the support from the residents in believing in me. I too also want to thank not just the other select board candidates, but really all the candidates that step up, because honestly, by people stepping up, it really does make our town better. And I'm a true believer of that. So here's to the next 3 years, and we're going to get things done. Thank you.
All right, well, I just want to congratulate Mr. Russo as well. Congratulate all the candidates that ran. I think everyone did a wonderful job. It was great to see that activity in the community. I would have liked to seen a little bit of larger turnout, but it is what it is. People come out and they vote for who they want to support, and they, some choose not to. But I think it was a great job. Clerk, once again, did a wonderful job. Our town clerk and the election staff did a wonderful job. I can't thank them enough for their hard work. And I just want to thank the residents for their activity during Election Day. And with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Holland.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Russo. All those in favor, please state by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. We are adjourned.